She seemed to enjoy seeing everyone at this beach and being seen. Had the perfect toy to test and in the water right here in full view. What kind of toy you got? You had this. I'm Japanese, if you please. You know, it's something about the season when the season changed. I never thought it would feel the same. Oh, it's so July. Fireworks exploding. Now it's getting colder. The leaves are turning colors. Maybe just not our season, but she said in spring we'd turn into a butterfly and spread our wings and fly. A word. Yes, Janae.
We back with another one, Abisai, stay fly. Yeah, I said it, I say fly to the sky, then I take it to a drive. Bad chicks, yeah, the bad dudes, yeah, get it on my head. Vigilante squad, are you here? Vigilante squad, are you here? Vigilante squad, are you here now? You take it down right, you hit that like button all day, all night. Thanks for supporting the love, that's true. Keep it up with me, that's what we do. Yeah, A-B-I.
So, I am back with another game of continue on with choices. Surrender 2. In the last chapter, I didn't know it was going to get really like that. I didn't know it was going to get S&M, BDSM, all that in that first chapter. That's all I was like, I should have might have read the first book. Pat, Taya's ex-husband basically posted pictures of her kink online.
I can't.
And it got her fired from a political campaign job that she was working on. But the good thing, her man, her ace boom boom, Tao, he took her on a trip. He said, "No, I can't hear. I don't want you to be sad like this. It's time to let's go on a trip." He said, "Let's go on a trip." I said, "That's what I'm talking about. Got money like that. That's what I'm talking about. That's what you put in that work, even with all of it." Okay. Anyway, that's what happened, and at the end of the day, she told Tao after they got it on in the hotel. Super freaky. And she was saying, like, I want you to teach me how to be a dominatrix. She wants to be the dominant relationship this time. She want to see how this goes. Okay. So it's chapter 2, an offer you can't refuse. You've been whisked off for a romantic gate. Let me make sure it's still recording. Okay, make sure things recording, right? You've been whisked off for a romantic getaway. But what happens when you want to sample the local offerings? Not the local offerings. What kind of offers you sampling? Is it like those? You know how like Walmart, Kroger's, they would sometimes have those little tastes, and even Whole Foods would have it too. It'd be like, try this. So you talking about like that, like food samples? I don't mind trying the food samples, but if you're talking about like something else. If you're talking about something else, let me just cover up then. Chapter 2, an offer you can't refuse. Now playing as Tao. You want to learn how to be a dominatrix? Your body goes perfectly rigid as you lie in bed, staring up at where Taya is curled against the headboard. And I want you to teach me. I can't think of anyone better. A rush of emotion surges through you like lava. You only subbed once when you first started, the loss of control. It's not an experience I'm eager to repeat. You don't like the idea, do you? You force your feelings aside and focus on Taya. She's being upfront about her desires. So the least you can do is listen. Tell me what excites you about being a dom. Kind of activities you like to try. I, I like the idea of giving and withholding pleasure. It's less about inflicting pain and more about having control. Is that a thing? Reluctantly, you admit to yourself that those are the same things that originally drew you to being a dom. Yes, for a lot of doms, it's a very big thing. So you understand where I'm coming from. You'll teach me? You don't answer right away. You don't want to destroy her enthusiasm. But there's no way you ever fully submit to her. Honestly, Taya, I don't love the idea. I'm never going to like submitting to you, not the way you're imagining it. Taya's pout is broken with a yawn. Considering everything she's been through the past few days, it's no wonder she's tired. That's it. Enough pillow talk. You need to get some sleep. Is that an order? You grab her by the ankle and tug her down the sheets. She squeals as you press her into the mattress with your full weight. Lesson number 1. A dom's first order of business is making sure his sub has a good night's sleep. Otherwise, she won't be well rested for the tortures ahead. Not tortures ahead. Taya grows perfectly still underneath you, her eyes wide. Does this mean you'll teach me? There's no fighting the joy in her expression. You give in with a sigh. Yes, Taya, I'll teach you. After our vacation. Alright, we're gonna learn some tricks. Some old dog learn some new tricks. The next day, you and Taya head out to the resort's private beach at Taya's request. Last night's conversation still looms large in your mind, but Taya's wise enough not to mention it. Another gorgeous day in a gorgeous resort with a gorgeous man by my side? How did I get so lucky? If you like, we can go back to our room and I can make you regret it. There'll be plenty of time for that later. I just want to enjoy the sand and waves right now. And all the natural beauty. Alright. Yes, natural beauty. Natural beauty. You know, I'll just laugh because there's some people out there who would think like, yeah, you think you all that, huh? I mean, I guess so, am I? You follow the path of Taya's gaze to where it lands on the fall. On a tall, striking woman walking around without a top. See, I get so excited. Well. Did I forget to mention that it's a topless beach? Oops. You have no eyes for any woman except Taya. She knew that you had no choice but to punish her for bringing you here. Taya, you've been a very bad girl. You've been a very bad girl. I don't remember giving you permission to visit a place like this. Are you gonna punish me? You bet your sweet ass I am. Come here. You pull Taya flush against you. She gasps as your hand finds her breast, teasing her nipple through the fabric. Towel! You finger it into a stiff peak. Then you dip your hand in her swimsuit top to enjoy the fruits of your labor. What, Taya? Is this too public for you? She melts against you with a whimper as you work. Then, as suddenly as you begin, you pull away, leaving her breathless. If the beach is too much for you, we could always go play in the water. Taya instantly suspicious. She's too aware of the nudity around her and your determination to make her pay. What kind of play? Let's go surfing, snorkeling. Ah! I was thinking about, I'm laughing because I'm thinking about snorkels. Like, the snores.
Swim along with the house of fun with the come along with the storm.
I never gone surfing before. Is it hard to learn? Me neither, but I want to. Let's go to Hawaii. You pull out 2 boards from the rack and hand one to her. She tests its weight in her hands before following your lead toward the water. No harder than anything else I taught you. Let's get going. Let me get some water first. You give Taya's ass a resounding slap as you shove her board out into the water, then follow her into the ocean. The deep blue sea. You stop once you're a safe distance from shore, choosing a spot with low waves to begin. Yeah, to begin. The first offense is simple, saying like this. Ah! Anyway, I gotta stop. I love this music. The first lesson is simple. Stand like this. You demonstrate how to pop up from your stomach, pushing off the edges of the surfboard with both hands. Taya gives it a try. Got it in one. After a bit more instruction, you see a larger wave building as it rolls towards the shore. Ride the wave. That's right. Get the motion to the ocean. Now I want you to turn and face away from the wave. When you feel it rising behind you, paddle with everything you have. Okay. Keep an eye on me and pop up when I do. The wave will do the rest. Okay. So you're telling me I need to submit to it? You smirk and get ready for the wave. When you feel it swell, you paddle for everything you're worth. You jump up at the perfect moment, glancing behind you to see Taya do the same, a radiant smile lighting up her face. This is amazing! Afterward, you both catch your breath. Taya beams, her sopping wet hair clinging to her skin. I can't believe I never tried this before. Thank you for suggesting it, child. In the bedroom, Taya's naive enjoyment is always an attraction, but out here in the water, it almost knocks you flat. I never met anyone so honest and sincere about everything. Why are you looking at me like that? You reach for her. At the simplest touch, she reacts with a blush and a sigh, unable to hide any of her true feelings. I like seeing you straddle a surfboard, that's all. You pull her onto your board, giving into your body's desire to be closer to her. You run your hands up her sides. When you drop your lips to her neck, you can taste the salt on her skin. I should have warned you to watch out for sharks in the water. I could have think of worse ways to go. Yeah. You kiss a line up her jaw, and she sighs, arching into you. You tip Taya's head back, and she's yielding under your kiss. She seems to enjoy seeing everyone at this beach, and being seen. I had the perfect toy to test on Taya in the water right here in full view. What kind of toy you got? You had this. Really, Tao? Really? Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and try it. Should we get back to it? You give her a wicked green. That's how shocked I'm feeling right now. Like, he's gonna do this. You give her a wicked grin, shaking your head. I have a better idea. You reach for your dry bag and pull out a small air post toy that looks perfectly innocent. Looks can be deceiving. What's that? Some kind of breathing device? Actually, I think you find it harder to breathe once I get started. What? Don't worry, it doesn't hurt. And if we use it right now, everyone can see us? Hear us? She glances toward the beach, but from the way her breath catches, you know it's not hesitation she's feeling. It's excitement. Exactly. You weren't afraid of being seen when we first got to the beach. You conveniently didn't mention it's topless. And I believe you're owed some punishment for that little omission. I should have tested the toy out. On her neck, you run your fingers gently over the dropping post on the side of Tejas' neck. She shivers and whimpers at the contact. Not there, Todd. You don't know what that spot does to me. Of course I know what that spot does to you. That's why I chose it. You kiss the tender skin before pressing one end of the toy against it. Air pulses in a light, sucking sensation. I want you to describe every minute sensation you feel from this toy. Do you understand? Oh, it feels nice. Like you're gently kissing me. You wait until Tejas' guard is down before you switch the pump to blow cold air over the same spot. Sometimes the toy sucks. Other times it blows. It all depends on what I want to do to you. Well, okay. You touch the toy to her skin again. This time allowing it to suck and blow in an easy, alternating pattern. She whimpers. You like it, don't you? Knowing they're watching. Put it on the show for them. Please, don't make me see it. Admit you like knowing that they can see us, or I won't stop until your whole body feels like this. Taya tries to fight it, but she loses the battle after only a few delightful moments. Oh God, you know how hot it gets me to know we have an audience. Taya! That's my good girl. There are some things she can never hide from your dog. Taya flutters her eyelashes in the show of submission. No, sir. But it's time to take this show to the next level. Okay, what you gonna want to do, Taya? On her. With slow, careful movements, you reach under her swimsuit top and find the hardening peak of her nipple. Taya bites her lip as you blow cool air over the tight, but once she's relaxed, you press the toy against her skin and switch to suction. Switch to suction. Go! Oh, she arches her back at the sudden pulsing. You drop her mouth to the side of her neck and give her a playful bite. Are you going to tell me how it feels? Or will I have to punish you for real? Like, it feels almost like your mouth, like your tongue is tracing. You love how difficult it is for her to form the words. You bite down on her earlobe and close the toy even harder. How about now? Now it feels like you're taking my neck into your mouth. Like you're biting me. You can tell from Taya's wild moans that she's almost reached her breaking point. Just as you're debating prolonging her torture, another surfer paddles up and stops a few yards away. Can we help you? You shield Taya from view with your body, and she peers over your shoulder. Oh, it's that stranger. I saw you two out here and thought I'd make sure everything is okay. You're not stranded or anything, are you? Oh, hello again. You recognize the woman Taya was flirting with last night. Taya tries to pull away, but you don't let her. She wanted to play with this woman, so playing is exactly what she's going to do. The woman can see your hands on Taya's body, so you turn up the suction on the toy. Taya gasps as the strangers move closer. Are you hurt? I can go get help. I should make Taya answer. She wanted to act big and bold, right? Well, are you hurt? You raise an eyebrow at Taya as she twists the toy against her. When she speaks, it's a short, halting gasp. We're fine, thanks. Just, oh! Are you sure? Because the stranger makes a move as he draws closer. Oh God, no, don't. Okay, if you're sure. She gives you one last glance before leaving. I can't believe you just did that. Even though the stranger is still in view, you slide your fingers between Taya's legs. You little minx, you liked it. You wanted her to see you come, didn't you? Instead of answering with words, she clutches you closer, thirsting for more of your touch. You increase the intensity of the toy, and she lets out a long moan. Oh, I'm so close. Hush it. I mean, the wet and wild. You use a new water toy on Taya. Come for me, Taya. Come hard. You drop your mouth to hers, tasting the ocean on her lips. Her tongue eagerly gives way under yours. She cries out so loud that she had no choice but to deepen the kiss, swallowing her cries of pleasure. Taya's whole body shivers as she comes down from her intense climax. Taya. That night, you take Taya to dinner at an underwater restaurant. What? An underwater restaurant? What is it called? Atlantis? The Lost Empire? I'm done. I'm gonna crack. I'm gonna get if it heals something, if I hear a movie or a show coming on to me, I feel it. That's my childhood. Taya sits across the table, admiring the scene around you. Her mouth falls open to a reef shark swims right above her head. Wow. This place is amazing. I can't believe it's real. If you're lucky, you catch sight of our resident octopus. We'll keep an eye out. Thanks. Bring us a bottle of your best cab Sauvignon. The waiter recognizes the dismissal in your tone and leaves to fill your order. Taya smiles coyly across the table at you. It's so strange. No matter where you are or who you're talking to, you always get people to do what you say. That's exactly what being a dom is about. Control. And I'll be natural at it. Everything you taught me is about control. I taught you how to give up control, not take it. You'll see what I mean tonight. Really? Does that mean I can? You hold up a warning finger and tisk. I'm still in charge, Taya. Don't ever forget that. But tonight you can have control over the wine, my meal. I guess the wine. Cause again, I need to eat. I need to eat what I need to eat. If I see that on the menu, I'ma get it. Arguably, the most important decision of any meal. Taya adjusts her posture so she's sitting in an upright and commanding position, clearly excited to test her new authority. I hope this meets with your satisfaction. It's from our private cellar. The waiter tries to show you the bottle, but Taya coughs and draws his attention. Go ahead and pour me out a sample. I'd like to taste it first. The waiter decants the wine and watches as Taylor swirls it in her glass. Bold and rich with notes of cherry and apricot? Apricot. This will pair nicely, thank you. The water smiles with the waiter. I was seeing Walter. The Walter smiles. The waiter smiles with pride and takes your dinner orders. As he departs, Taya turns to you with a cheeky smile. Well, how did I do? Adam doesn't seek approval. She demands it. Right. Then I have him convinced I was a master sommelier. And since I'm in control for now, I want to know about your decision to become a dom. When you first got into BDSM, how'd you know you'd rather be a dom than a sub? I knew after trial and error. I always suspected I preferred being on top, but that doesn't mean I didn't experiment a little. Taya leans instinctively across the table at you, her lips parted in eager anticipation. No way! You were a sub? Briefly, one of my first partners was a switch who showed me both sides of the ropes. I learned that subbing isn't for me. The waiter comes by with your food, interrupting Taya before she has a chance to ask another question. Will there be anything else? You simply arch an eyebrow toward Taya, letting her take the lead. No thank you. My friend and I had everything we need to be satisfied. The waiter gives a slight bow before turning away. Taya nods and begins delicately tasting her meal. I'm a natural at this. You don't contradict her. She might be able to fool strangers, but you never see her as anything but your sub. And nothing she says or does will ever change that. As you top out Taya's wine, you spot an unwelcome face across the restaurant. Oh, she just be standing and coming through like I know we in the same kind of, you wouldn't think we'd be meeting up in the same restaurants. Just saying. That's the woman from the elevator last night and from this morning. Like, she really trying to get some of the Taya apple pie. Like, hey girl, why does she keep popping up everywhere Taya is? Does she think she stand a chance against me? Although you do your best to appear unconcerned by the mystery woman, Taya notices your expression and smirks. What's wrong, Tal? Afraid I can't control myself? Be careful where you step, little lamb. You're about to head over a minefield. Instead of shrinking at the warning, Taya smiles coldly at the stranger. Can I wave her over? This seems like an ideal opportunity to show off just how in control I can be. Taya, show me what you're made of, then. Show me what you got. Girl, you hot like fire. Give me what you got, call this thing going. Heat up like summer. Girl, you know what you're doing. Okay, you lean back in your seat and gesture for her to continue. If she wants to play, then you're willing to act as a referee. If you think you're ready, then show me. I want to see how you handle a woman like that. Oh yeah? Yeah, because she keep on popping up. Tell you, I need you to handle that. Handle it like a boss. You the boss. You the boss, Taya. Taya motions the stranger over with a wave and a smile. There's a new flush of confidence in her, and you can't deny that it looks good. We seem to be running into you everywhere, or are you following me? The stranger shifts from one foot to the other, a light flush touching her cheeks. I'm not, I swear. We must just have a lot in common to keep winding up at the same places. Well, if you're gonna keep meeting up, we might as well formally introduce ourselves. I should sit back and let Taya introduce us. Yep, you gotta take it back. You take it back, Big Daddy. I'm Taya, and this is Tao. It's great to officially meet you both. I'm Cora. Taya gestures for the woman to take a seat, and she settles into a chair, unable to tear her eyes from Taya. Are you vacationing all by yourself? Every time I see you, you seem to be alone. I'm here with a few friends, but they're having dinner on a different island tonight. And they left you to fend for yourself? That's not very nice. Taya's eyes dance mischievously at you across the table. You aren't sure yet how far she's willing to take this little game. Tao will never abandon me like that. He always makes sure I'm well taken care of. Cora glances quickly up at you, a gleam of curiosity darting across her delicate features. I bet he does. Taya seems to be gaining more confidence. You get the feeling she'd like to take things to the next level, but isn't sure how. This isn't how I planned our evening, but if this is what Taya wants, then it's my job to give it to her. Why don't you pour our friend a glass of wine? I mean, she doing conversation, yeah. There's more than enough at this table to go around. Taya picks up on your meat and eagerly pours her a glass. Yeah, drink it. Cheers! You sure you don't mind? Of course not. Drink until you're satisfied. That's an order. An order? Surprised, the woman fumbles with her glass. But Taya isn't watching her. She's looking at you. You can't help smiling at the sight of her testing out her dominant side. I suggest you enjoy the drink. The lady doesn't like to repeat herself. She smirks and takes a long sip of her wine, her eyes dancing between you two over the top of her glass. I'm getting the impression that neither of you does. The more Taya talks to her, the more you find herself shifting in your seat, not with jealousy, but eagerness at watching her work. Watch me work, daddy. Taya is doing well, radiating the energy of a dime with every bite of her meal, with every question as she gets to know this new woman more and more. You two aren't like any couple I ever met before. I hope you mean that as a compliment. And what if I don't? Taya leans forward and trails her fingers down Cora's arm, but she's watching you, gauging your reaction. And you can't stop yourself from swallowing hard when she goes on, her voice low and as commanding as you ever heard it. Then we'll have to punish you, of course. Just so long as everyone knows the rules. The woman swallows hard. You have enough experience reading the signs to know she's interested, and not just in Taya. I've never been much of a rule breaker, and I love a good game. Then should we head upstairs to play one? I'd love to see more of you. I like that. If both of you would. Taya turns to whispers to you with anticipation in her eyes. Her enthusiasm has you imagining all the naughty directions the night could take. Please, sir, let me show you how well I can control her while you in control of me. Dang, Taya? I have a threesome with Taya and Cora. At this point, I got the diamonds for it. It's about to get juicy. Permission granted. I think we might all enjoy taking this conversation else somewhere a little more private. You put your reward in the delicious flush of anticipation that crosses Taya's face. She springs to her feet. Okay, hop up in the elevator. Taya starts to play, caressing Cora's jaw, tracing the bow of her lips. The woman's is in trance. Is she better at this control thing than I thought? As the elevator deposits you at the penthouse, Cora's step falters. Wait, you're staying in the penthouse? At a resort like this? Who are you? Taya places his hand on the center of her chest and pushes her gently toward the bedroom door. For the next few hours, you belong to us, and that's all you need to know. As soon as Cora walks into the room, Taya looks ready to pounce. You feel a swell of pride at her self-restraint. Where's the bathroom? I like to freshen up. Through that door. Don't take too long, or we might get started without you. Once you're alone, you lose no time in grabbing Taya around the waist and pulling her towards you. Happy now? Did you see how she was trembling in anticipation the whole way up here? She can't wait to get her body between ours. Dang, Taya? Your hands cup Taya's ass from the way she melts into you. It's no question who she's excited to please. I hope I won't have to remind you of who's still in charge around here. Taya gasped as she rocked. I know it said something else different. I was reading it. I'm sometimes reading my way at this point. Taya gasps as she rocked her hips against yours, the sweet pressure leaving no room for doubt. You, Tal. Of course it's you. Good. And I want to set a few ground rules first. No matter what else happens. I would say no kissing. Like, you can't give them the same passionate kiss that you give me. Like, you can't do that. You can't do that. Nah. Mike can kiss anywhere else, but you can't kiss them. Don't kiss them on the lips. You push your mouth against hers, allowing her to feel each movement of your lips, every whisper of your breath. You can kiss her body, but not her lips. You won't like what happens if you do. Yes, Tal. Whatever you say. Taya sighs against you, obviously ready to get started, but you tisk and take a step back. Control, remember? That was supposed to be your first lesson. Taya takes a deep breath and straightens her clothes, going from a hot, yielding sub to a sexy, authoritative dom. Of course, control. The newcomer emerges. You step back from Taya, letting her take the lead. Taya beckons for the woman to draw close. Where do you want me? Where any woman wants her next conquest? On the bed. Taya pushes Cora down on the bed and leans her over her. It's rare seeing Taya this rough. This is a new side to me. The moment Taya's sweet lips touch the skin of Cora's upper thigh, she hisses and arches to give Taya better access. That feels so good. He'll feel even better once Tal joins us. Is that a command? Taya catches your eye and flashes you a wicked grin as she kisses up and down Cora's hips. I can phrase it as a command if you like. Joining them on the bed, you find a tight peak of Cora's nipple and draw lazy circles around it. Her response is immediate, but you're much more interested in the way Taya's eyes taking your every action. The stranger undulates as Taya bites her, but Taya shows admirable restraint. She clearly intends to bring every moment of enjoyment out of this, and to make sure you see her doing it. Just seems too easy, doesn't it? That depends on how much you want to make her suffer. I want to hear her beg. I'll beg right now. Taya tips gently and starts undressing. You watch the fabric glide down her familiar curves and your body jumps to her tension. This will be so much better if I can feel your skin against mine. You watch as Taya's bare skin slides across Cora's. Limbs intertwined, she looks up at you, eyes hooded and lustful. That's better, isn't it? Huh? Yes. Taya. Part of you wants to punish Taya for daring to touch another person, and the other part is awe of this raw sexual creature. Taya's tongue glides over Cora's breast and over their stiffening peaks, and Cora cries out for even more. For more. God. Your hand fizzes into the sheets, but it does nothing to keep the thoughts running through your mind at bay. Taya's testing my limits. Taya picks up at you. She knows how hot it's making you to watch her work, and she enjoys every second of it. And it's working. Tal, you look so lonely. Don't you want a little taste? She's so delicious. I can see him doing that. Look, at this point, whatever happens, you step back from the bed, leaving Taya and Cora to enjoy one another while you watch. Aren't you gonna join us? There's more than enough for me to go around. Don't stop on my account. I'm enjoying the view. You smirk wolfishly as you begin tugging off your clothes, your skin growing hotter as you watch them touch each other. May I have all of her now? Yes, you may. You take your lengthened hand. Your body is hard and ready as you begin slowly working yourself. Taya straddles Cora, her thighs wide as they move against each other. Yes. Oh, yes. You can tell from the way Taya tips her head back as she bucks and grinds that she gives herself over to her pleasure. Oh God, it feels so good. Taya slides a hand between Cora's hips and into her hot core. You stroke yourself in time with her movements. I don't know how much longer I'll be able to hold myself back. Taya and Cora strain against each other, eager to hear your command. Please, sir, let us finish. Tell me how you want me. Tell me how you want me tonight. You know that's you who needs to give the order. Only you who can get her off. She doesn't know the way her please always have you at her mercy. I want you to sit on her face. Face me and play your breast. Play your breast. Face me and play with your breast. I want to watch every second of your pleasure. Your wish is my command. I bet you taste incredible. Taya slides up Cora's body and straddles her mouth. Taya begins walking her hips as the other woman licks her hot center. Okay. Taya's eyes stay trained on yours, and despite the distance, you can taste her. Almost feel her tightness wrapped around you. Like this? You know that's how I like it. But don't forget our new friend. Taya bends over, burying her face in Cora's parted eyes. You know exactly how good it must feel. The room is rapidly working up to a feverish pitch. Taya cries out, ready for release. Just like that. More. Please. I'm coming. I'm coming. Tao, please, sir. May I? You turn to see Cora's face contorted in ecstasy. Your knees suddenly wages white hot as you bark out your command. Now, Tao, calm down. Tao! Ah! You hold yourself back until their pleasures are guaranteed before you give yourself over to the pull of your own release. Both Taya and the other woman seem equally dazed in the aftermath, too exhausted to do more than lie back and catch their breath. That might have been the most intense sexual experience of my life. You just needed someone or someones to take charge. Taya keeps her eyes locked with yours as Cora rises and gets dressed. She seems to sense that your wild night is over. Thank you. I had a great time tonight. Freeze a charm. You had a threesome with Taya and a sexy stranger. It was our pleasure. After she leaves, Taya cuddles up next to you on the bed, her body still pliant and warm from the exertion. Well, Taya, what did you think of your first threesome? She sighs and burrows deeper into your arms, her mouth nuzzling gently at your neck. That was a lot of fun, but I think I like it best when it's just the two of us. That's right. That's right. At least you're honest. That's right. You drop a soft kiss on her forehead, but you make sure your voice is hard when you reply. Good. That's how it should be. Even Tao gets it. Taya yawns sleepily and begins to drift off in your arms. You lie back against the pillow and join her. The rest of the week passes in a blur of sun, sand, and sex. Triple S's. By the time you ride back in Chicago, you both feeling a lot more relaxed until reality sets in. This vacation was just what I needed, but now it's time to get back to the real world. And the fact that I don't have a job or any prospects, you fold Taya in your arms, refusing to let her dwell on the negative. Do I need to whisk you away for another week? Because I'll screw some sense into you, even if it takes a whole month to do it. Taya opens her mouth as if to answer, but she's interrupted by the hum of her cell phone in her bag. She fishes it out. You're not gonna believe this. It's an email from a recruiter. I got a job interview with Nerd Magazine. Taya's beaming with excitement, but hearing the company's name, you can't help feeling a small twist of guilt. It's better that she doesn't know. Know about what? What's she not supposed to know? Tao? What he not supposed to know? She. Is it her husband that works at there? Shit, yeah. This is different from Untamable. Like, and this chapter is different because we was playing as Tao instead of Tay. I thought we would just only get to play as Tay. So doing that's cool. I like how Pixelberry really upgraded. I like that how they upgraded the parts. I'm not saying they haven't done it before, but I feel like they didn't do it like at the start of the game, you know. So I like that. I like it so much. So I hope y'all enjoyed chapter 2. It was wild. It was wild for sure. I had fun. I did. It was just wild. Like, really? They did a lot of beautiful things. Where are they? What year is this? What year is this? So yeah. Comment down below, you know, what other games you would like to see me play or continue on playing. And keep on, supporting the music, I do a little bit of covers. Follow TikTok, I got a TikTok too. And stay vigilant out there.